Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do you solemnly swear?
Oh, wait a minute here. We got an issue.
What are you doing?
We got an issue.
What?
It's not one to start over here.
Well, you better fix it, Dad.
I know. Let's see if we can start this over.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do you solemnly swear? To support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Not a bad
Against all
idea.
enemies, foreign and domestic. And to
See?
bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of those officers appointed over me according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
Hey, everybody. I'm your host, Josh. Joining me this evening for another Veterans Vindication is, let's see, Army veteran, Gage. No Army?
No, you guys have
Sorry.
been putting Army, but it's not Army.
Oh, my bad. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I've been meaning to correct
Practice
you.
on
Yeah,
that.
Way to
yeah.
go,
I
Josh.
know, right?
What a drop.
For
Figures.
some reason, I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, you are punctual and on time, so that is kind of. Well, actually, we got a Marine late right now, so. No.
Hey. That's
That's
bad traffic.
Vesna, yeah.
I consider myself Marine too. I was an 8404 corpsman, so I went all full Marine reg. So
Oh, yeah. No. You're a double
Yeah.
doc.
First recon.
You definitely rate.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, I always thought you were like a medic with the Army, like an SF medic.
It's because you never cared to ask.
Yeah, what a dick.
I know.
I'm sorry, man.
That's so
I'm
sad.
Sorry. I'll give you a hug.
It's all right. I'll hug your beer later.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, and then we also got Balake.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Good old Marine here. And then we're missing Mr. Vesna. I always screw his last name up. I screw everything up, but that's all right. It's all good.
We still love you.
Yeah, no. Kind of, sort of, not really. So, actually, pretty excited. We've been still waiting to move the studio over to Livingston County area. And I honestly don't know if I'm going to keep making the commute over this way. So, we shall see. You know, especially out there like today, coming in today, and, you know, they had the interstate shut down.
Yeah.
You know,
696 has been an absolute nightmare.
Well, and for us and every one of the guests, it's like at least an hour plus drive, you know. And if you're coming in, like, you know, Colton and those guys over at Comorn, you know, and like the guys from the Hemp Association and Hemp Industries, you know, getting those guys out here, you know, from all over the state, you know, it's just like, okay, well, there's a reason why we picked Brighton. It's the center of the state, just about. You can make it there within 30, 45 minutes from anywhere.
Pretty much.
But anyway, whatever. So we shall see. It might not be. We might have to unplug for a month or two, and then go ahead and reassess the situation. We got somebody out there. What was it last week? To go ahead and give us a consult for purchasing all the equipment. So, but you're still looking at, you know, a couple of grand to purchase the equipment to spread a message. So that's usually that's something that comes out of my pocket instead of donation. So that's something I'm going to have to talk over with the Miss Jennifer to see if it's worth it to us or not. So, but it is definitely good to get the message out there and get information out to everybody. So, but I know one of the big things, definitely keep tuned in on a lot of the stuff that we've got going on. Definitely a lot of events that we just posted on our website at odinsoutcast.org. If you want to check that out, I know that right now, what is it? It's got the first one actually this weekend for the High Times Cannabis Cup. So you'll see a bunch of us up there.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, and you'll actually get a chance to meet Gage up there doing. He's actually doing a book signing, which we're going to go into in a little bit, talking about his book some. And then let's see, the 30th, actually June 30th, Gage is heading up disc golf.
Yeah, I'm just getting into it. I started last year, got my daughter out a little bit, you know, and kind of got the itch because I grew up in San Diego, so I need to be outside all the time. So I found another reason to be outside, disc golf. my old joints. So I'm kind of digging it, and so I got getting into it. So I'm putting a team together this year, and we'll see what we can do. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to putting that together.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of fun.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll definitely be there for that.
Yeah, Hemp Industries, man. I just want to say thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. And yeah, Block-A,
Yo,
if you would have been there Sunday.
last minute, bro. Don't even.
No, everybody knew.
No.
Everybody.
Yeah, at what, noon?
I was even over at your house that morning and listening to you snore and whistle.
Oh, that's right. Juice did say you were there.
Yeah. I was at your house at like 8, 9, or 9:30, 9:50 actually. It was actually 9:50 when I walked in because I checked the time.
Yeah, you know what? I also work till 3 o'clock in the morning, so.
All I hear is excuses. Rest when you're dead, warrior.
Why? Because then I'm going to have to go stand duty anyway.
That's true. But, dude, I swear I'm around some of the sleepingest folks I've ever met. Like, I have a lot of issues sleeping. Like, you can ask her, like, she's in there passed out on the couch. Like, she'll wake up and, like, look at me out the corner of her eye at, like, midnight. You ready to go to bed yet? I'm just like, yeah, I'll try it. And I'll sit in there and just shake, and then I'm up when she's getting up, leaving for work. I'm just like, all right, time to start my day.
Is it up here?
Yeah.
It is, right? I'm
Oh,
the same
yeah.
way. I'll sleep maybe 3 hours, and I wake up, and I think, and I think, and I think, and I got so much on my mind, and it's hard to go back to sleep. I can't. I'm not that person that can just put everything out and just love my pillow. I can't do that. Yeah.
See, I get to the point where I'm so tired. I try to do a whole lot and keep myself busy to the point where I'm so tired that I can't help but fall asleep. Went to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning after work, and then I woke up at like 10:30, and like that's the first time I've got a solid 7 hours, at least 7 hours of sleep, and as long as I can remember.
Oh man, yeah. I get it. I totally get it.
I think probably about once every few months I finally just crash, and usually that's my Sunday to where it's like not do anything day except for veg out on the couch and not do anything. Kick the AC down to like 50 degrees.
What's up, She-Man?
What up? But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of good stuff. We've got Gage putting that one on the following, or a couple of weeks later. We've actually on July 15th. One of the guys he'll be here in a little bit, Chris. He's trying to set up we are setting up a paintball match over at I think Hell Survivor,
right there by Girl Green.
Yep.
Oh wait, who's doing that? You are?
No, that's Chris. See, during the whole meeting, and that's what when I was putting all this stuff on the website earlier, that's what Clay was over there because I'd take him to the airport. And he was like, "Well, when are we going to put in anything for golf tournaments or this?" I was like, "Dude." We all sat right there. I was like, you and Gage were off in your little bubble off in the corner just yapping
Dude,
away.
he had like we talked like girls, man. It was crazy. Yeah. I never met the guy before. So we started talking. Next thing you know, he had so much to say and everything he's trying to do with the security thing and stuff in Detroit. And I was totally into that. So yeah.
He's Clay.
He's a talker.
He is a talker. Yeah.
Boom. You'll start talking about one thing, and 10 minutes later, you've already talked about 47 different things.
Yeah, totally.
And you keep moving on.
Yeah, I think I said like 6 words the whole time, but it was amazing. Yeah, he's very energetic and he's got a lot of passion for what he wants to do. So I'm totally into it. But in the same sense, I kind of dissed Josh and the other guys and what they're putting all this stuff together. But what we're doing and what he's doing is putting all these events for Odin's Outcasts and veterans, and it's not just about a clubhouse and coming out and hanging out, but it's more of getting guys together and getting out and doing stuff. I mean, we're doing a Tough Mudder next year. We're putting together a team. We're putting together a Tough Mudder team next year. And my buddy Jeremy from my old team in Iraq actually started Tough Mudder. So I'm looking forward to doing that and seeing him again. But so we're going to do that too and start training. I'm sure Josh is going to get into it.
I might have to get into shape for that.
Yeah, definitely. That's what even Bondi's getting involved in that one, dude. He's already like doing the ketos or whatever.
Keto diet?
Yeah, and then he's already doing that. He said he started back running. And he said he's only making it like a half mile right now, but he's just like, hey, slow and steady. But he was just like, I'm going to stop smoking cigarettes, and I'm going to. First thing Matt said, he just looked at me. He was like, "You've got a heavy bag or something, right? Like you're not just going to show up around us. You're already an angry person. We don't want you coming around us just like trying to fight."
Yeah.
So, but there's definitely, I mean, and what is it, Zizzo and some of those guys out in PA right now? They're actually putting together an Odin's Outcast team for, I'm not sure if it's either the Spartan race or the Tough Mudder out in PA.
Oh, wow.
Year. he reached out to me and was asking if they could use, our logo and our name and stuff like that to go ahead and put a team together out there. I was just like, yeah, absolutely.
That's
dude.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll keep going through some of the events and stuff, and then there's actually, I got some really good information earlier today from Fallen Wounded Soldier Fund, Team Rubicon and stuff. But things like the 21st, going out doing a canoeing trip. I think that's going to be right there at Heverly or Heavener in Milford.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So I guess just going over there, they've got a canoe livery, get a bunch of guys, their families, whatever, together over there, drop off, go in there, do some canoeing and stuff. Try to keep it local right here because everybody, you start looking at those up north trips and you're getting away for a weekend. And let's be honest, getting 20, 30 guys all coordinated, in this time frame, trying to get some together.
Not going to happen.
So keep it local to yeah, Chris just walked in. You want to get that one over there, Chris?
We're going to call you Punctual Chris.
Hey, man, talk about the trip.
No, traffic's terrible. We were just talking about that.
So, but go out there, do canoeing. I think a couple of weeks later, we're supposed to be going up to Chris actually going to be heading this one up for a camping trip up in the Gaylord area.
Oh, sweet.
Get away for the weekend. And then just kind of get up there, just take off, get a bunch of the guys together, and just kind of go up there and goof off. Throw some tents out if you want to bring your old ladies, kids, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Well,
Bring a couple good strains and.
If that's
nothing
area you're
electronic.
looking, that's where I'm going this weekend. So I might while I'm up there, I'm going to Lewiston, just south of southeast of Gaylord, for a golf weekend. So maybe while I'm up there, I'll see if I can scout out a couple campsites to see what would be available. I mean, for something like that size.
Let's just go on state land.
Oh, that works too.
All right.
Awesome.
I like state land.
Just
You
go
pull
hike
the
out
mic a
somewhere.
little bit closer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Too close.
well, yeah.
Great.
Or you slide closer to the table.
Wait, are you Marine or Army?
Marine.
Yeah. Okay.
He just, yeah, I was about to say, just sit there, it's like, hey, speaking to the mic, just rip the whole mic out. It's just like, yep, got it.
Way to go.
So, but
Just trying
then,
to make sure it moved.
Right.
what is it? And then I believe it's a couple of weeks later, we're going to, what is it? No, I'm sorry, let me back up before that, before the August 18th trip, August 4th. We're getting a group of us to go back out to the sand dunes. Last year we did it about the same time. And had
wow.
a really good time. Got a bunch of us
Sleeping Bear
together
Dunes?
out there. I think there's probably Silver Lake sand dunes.
Oh, okay.
So we've got friends of ours that are out there with some side by sides and sand rails and stuff, and then we got friends of ours down in Ohio that they got a permanent site out there, and then they got their fifth wheel and they park their toys up there during the season. And
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'll have my Jeep back from Fast Old Guys shop over there, Bondi and those guys, Bondi and Bondi, putting my Jeep together. They've had that for a little bit now, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, you're a Wrangler?
Yeah. Nice. They've had that. There's actually, so Bondi and those guys, did all the ARCA series stuff, building all the race cars and everything. So what's been taking taking the time on it is he actually sent it off to the guys that did all the shocks and suspensions for the race cars.
Okay.
So they've got custom shocks designed for long arm, swing arm, or long arm suspension to put on it with the detachable swing arm.
Joe.
So they're getting everything set up to where we can actually have some fun with that thing. I told him, as long as it don't flip on me.
Hey, so when do I get to drive that?
Never. So right now as it stands, it'll be... Well, no, there's a couple of things, actually. And then one of the guys from Odin's, Josh Beal, he came and picked up the boat the other day from the clubhouse.
Cool.
It's ready, sitting off in the shop. I believe it's ready to rock and roll. He's talking to somebody right now about getting a wrap done on it. So that way when we take stuff out to the dunes, we can take the deck boat out there to kind of goof around on and stuff. So
Nice.
everything's starting to come together slowly but surely.
Hey, what's up, Anthony? Yeah, it's nice. I mean, that's what something that I was always looking for, and was a veteran organization, a nonprofit that actually did something, that pulled the guys together. That's that whole that brotherhood, that tribal, unity that we always strive for, that we need on this side, and that's something that that's the reason why I came here to Odin's, because as soon as I came here and I seen what you guys are doing and your mission statement and everything else, it really pulled me in. It made me realize that this is exactly what I was looking for. And you guys are doing it right, and we need more support. Absolutely. So we're looking for that, but I think I'm looking forward to this summer. I mean, it's gonna be a blast. Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, there's so many different things planned, and guys are still trying to fill in the weekends and everything else. Like, I think right now the last weekend that we've got set, I think, is around September 8th, which is I think it's for Blazing a Trail, which is just getting guys up there with their trucks or whatever they can actually get out there and do some trail riding, and just throwing the gear in the back and then taking off on the trails where it gets dark, or you stop for the day, you stop, set up camp, chill out for the evening and go back, and then just kind of get away for a few days and kind of hit the reset. Because I think, honestly, I mean, that's good for a lot of guys. And there's some organizations out there that are doing it right, and there's some out there that's doing it for the wrong reasons. And I know a lot of guys are always getting on to me about trying to take more pictures and publicize more stuff and do a lot of things. But every one of us, every time we go out there, it's all vets. It's like we bring our girlfriends or wives or fiancés and stuff like that. And but realistically, which one of us are going to be that guy to sit there and take videos and pictures throughout the entire thing? None of us. We're all actively involved. It's like
we're not going to have time.
We want to get dirty.
She takes amazing pictures. She sends them to me, but I'll start going through them, looking at them. I was just like, no, I don't want to sit there and publicize this. This is something. If people want to see what we're doing, come be a part of it.
I agree.
That's kind of how I feel about it. Like, I don't want to sit there and make all these videos and all this stuff. But I can understand for the marketing side,
exactly.
you kind of need
to. You have to
turn not doing it into a marketing thing.
Oh yeah, but that's not been really working out for the last 2 years.
Right.
Yeah, and that's
well, actually it has. Actually, it has.
In the last year.
Actually, it has. In the last year, it actually has.
But that's the thing is we're trying to expand out and we're trying to help more people. Mm-hmm. And if people, because a lot of people, how many times we talked about people saying they're going to do something for veterans and then not pulling through.
Oh, dude, so on a regular.
The proof is
in the pudding.
Right, the proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the pictures. So if you and I can tell that I know at least some guys that would be skeptical about going out and doing something like this because they think it's going to be some BS event that, we're going to go around and we're going to sit in a circle around a campfire and talk about our feelings, and that's not what it is at all. No. You can talk if you need to talk, you have 40 or 50 brothers and sisters around you that will absolutely talk to you if you need to.
Or tell you to suck it up, one or the other.
Right.
Dude, that's fucking therapy.
Right?
That is fucking therapy right there. Trust me, it is.
Out in the woods, and you need to go off and then you need to tell somebody to suck the fuck up, or hey, this is something that I can help you out with, or I can find somebody to help you out with this.
Well, we're dealing with that right now. I was just on the
What's
phone,
up, Carl?
With somebody on the way in here. One of our members sitting in jail right now on 3 felony charges.
No shit.
On felony gun charges, and big shout out to Josh Colton over there with Camorran Law.
Thanks, Josh.
Man, everybody missed that one. Where's the bell? Oh man, come on! This rules of the house.
All right.
Everybody knows. Anytime
I didn't read the
Camorran Law's
rules.
mentioned, there's a bell
ding.
ring. So, but he's actually working with them right now, trying to get his charges reduced. And big shout out to Josh Parrish over Michigan Veteran Affairs. The minute it happened, we sat there and we got the phone call. I got the phone call, a text Friday night, and a phone call first thing Saturday morning.
Okay.
Basically
Hey,
saying
Julia.
the cops were there to take him into custody, but they didn't want to go in because he was considered armed and dangerous because he was a veteran battling with PTSD, battling with drug addiction, with stolen firearms. And all the firearms were semi-automatic weapons.
And that's a kind of a good question right there is if it's known that you're a veteran, a war veteran with PTSD, are you automatically considered dangerous?
Yes.
I would think so. If you
Think about that, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can contact LawNet
Yeah.
from when they busted in my door because according to the detective, when they busted in, I was, talking to him and stuff, and he goes, "No, that's the reason why we came over in the middle of the day." I was like, "All right, cool." It's like, yeah,
Courtesy.
Yeah, y'all were hoping y'all weren't going to catch me home, is what you're saying. So,
Right.
and I'm glad I was home, so my dog didn't get shot. But anyway,
Toby.
but yeah, right. But
with the end of the season and all those events, how could we find a way to bring that camaraderie that we have to the other people?
Well, I mean,
the
getting
right
everybody. I mean,
community.
the biggest thing is just getting everybody involved.
It's
I mean,
word of
that's
mouth,
it.
yeah.
Word of mouth, and just sitting there trying to get people to come out. Whether it's 5 minutes to come out there and spend, I mean, and a lot of people need to understand it's not something to where it's. I mean, you're basically looking at your old company or battalion, element. I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, it's guys from your squad, your team, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
You've got resources. You've got guys. If you're full of shit, the guys are going to call you out on it. If you're not, they're going to go above and beyond to help you. I mean, we had somebody that was running for a state senate seat drive an hour out of his way to drop off $20 in a full gas can to another vet because he was like, "Hey, I ran myself out of gas." So he goes over there and fills his gas can up, gives him an extra $20. And that's just some of the little stuff we get calls from, the Fallen Wounded Soldier Fund, Dr. Phillips, love her over there. It probably, our organization gets at least 3 referrals a week from them. And a lot of people aren't seeing to where there's not really understand what's going on or anything else. Right now, I've probably got about at least $10,000 in just material estimates alone for 2 houses, and then another $3,000 in estimate on parts alone for a vehicle. Wow. Talking with, a mechanic shop, Team Rubicon, the VA, and all these other organizations and a lot of people are just like, well, what are you guys doing? Dude, spending at least 10 to 12 hours on the phone trying to get these guys taken care of. Mm-hmm. Right now with this one guy, he's so ecstatic right now because Team Rubicon's pulling a Hail Mary. We were scraping the money together to help him. Team Rubicon, we reached out to him, and they're going to be over there at his house on Thursday to start taking an assessment. I mean, he's looking at probably $20,000 in renovations to his house to keep him and his daughter off the streets.
Wow.
And I mean, it comes in. But with the camaraderie, that's where the networking, getting people involved, getting people to show up to the clubhouse to come hang out and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's word of mouth. It's word of mouth. And honestly, I mean, you can read all you want online and whatever posts on Facebook or Instagram, whatever you want to see. But honestly, I mean, it's really listening to your buddies and saying, hey, man, there's something really happening here. There's something that's really solid. It's not just about some so-called nonprofit that thinks they're doing something. That's why I'm here. That's why I came here, because I know that you guys are doing it right and that you really have the right mindset for that, and you really do you really understand exactly what guys like us need, and when you come into this organization, honestly, I mean, I have so many vets right now that I'm talking to, that I'm trying to pull in, that I'm on I'm on the phone sometimes hours at night talking to vets and trying to, not just in Michigan, but all over the country, trying to, connect and understand them and feel them. But in the same sense, I think the guys that are local, the guys that are here, if they really, if you start networking and start really pulling your guys in and letting them know what we're doing, you have no idea. If you miss war, if you miss that brotherhood, if you miss that, this is exactly where you're going to find it again. And no one will judge you, and no one will, look at you any differently. You're going to be looked at and respected exactly the way you were overseas, and what you have and what you and anything. Even if you can't bring anything to the table, bring yourself. And that's what we want, and I love that, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
And that's one of the things, and I want to, kind of caveat off that, and it's not just about what you did overseas either, because, I mean, there are guys out there that just lost neither brotherhood, camaraderie, or whatever the case is. So there's a lot of guys that never got the chance to deploy, or, their MOS didn't require them to deploy, but they're still feeling isolated. They still, I mean, like any one of us, when we got back from boot camp, we didn't we didn't relate to anybody. You know, they're nasty fucking civilians. They still are. Like, I pull my hair out all the time. Like, her and I was just in there talking about it. I need to remind myself daily that a lot of people don't view things the way it should be. And that's the way I look at it. It's not the way I view things. It's the way it should be viewed.
It's
stop with the idiocracy and just do it.
Yeah.
Just get it done.
And but that's not the way that society is, and it's only getting worse. And for people that like us that have gone through structure, accountability, and going straight to, I mean, we've all been out for a number of years. Yeah. But if it doesn't change, because what we had was like it's a part of you. If you really did it for the right reasons, way to go, Chris.
Twice.
Raking stuff.
Hey, if it was installed correctly.
That's true. It was probably installed by the CVs.
I'll believe it.
But if you did it, if you went in the military for the right reasons, it wasn't just a job. It was a way of life, and that's something that doesn't ever leave you. And that's one of the reasons I keep saying time and time again is why I love coming to stuff with Odin's, because I feel like personally I can sit here and I can talk to you or Chris, and now Gage is in it. Like if I need somebody to talk to, I can come to you, and you're gonna tell me either to A, suck it up, or B, you're gonna point me in the right direction to get some help.
Or C, fucking just lay it out.
Yeah.
Cry it, whatever you need to do, get it out.
Yeah.
Fucking get it out, all right? But at least you're getting out to somebody that truly connects with you and understands that,
sure.
you know? And that's why I sent you that Sebastian Unger video. But there's even a second video on that he talks about that the reason why guys miss war, okay, like us, is a brotherhood. You know, it's the tribalism, you know? And think about this, you know, and we talked about this before, is that, you know, way back in the day, you know, we lived in tribes and we took care of each other, you know, and it was a tribe. And now what do we do? Now, today, we can't stand our neighbor.
No.
We can't stand our neighbor.
Oh,
all right.
you know,
my neighbor.
Right. But when you go over,
you, Mark and Mandy, you guys are cool.
but when you go overseas and you have that tribalism, and that's really in our genetics, is that need for tribalism, that need for connection. And we get that. And that's a genetic. It's not like something learned. I mean, it's something that's brought out from something very deep. And we get that. And guys like us really connect with that. And then you come back to society here, and there's nothing. There's no connection. Everybody hates each other
no
constantly.
loyalty,
and we're
there's
wondering
no,
what the fuck
nothing,
is going
no
on.
compassion,
And
no
we
empathy.
feel lost and isolated. And that's what I did. I moved up north and isolated myself for a year and a half. I didn't talk to hardly anyone. And it was horrible. But in the same sense, it also opened my eyes up. I get it, yeah. But it also opened my eyes up to the point that that we're always looking for that. We really, truly are looking for that connection. And I know it's you can't put your finger on it unless you're in our position. But the point is that that's what we're representing right now. And that's what we're all about. And if you really, you know, and right now, even my sister contacted me yesterday and told me she's got a veteran up north that is hurting, you know. And so this happens all the time with me, you know, because once I put myself out there and let people know who I am and I'm a medic and all that, I got guys all the time that want. I've been up nights I've been talking guys down from the wall, you know, all night long, you know, trying to, you know, connect and trying to be there and saying, listen, the only thing you can do is reach out. That's because nobody can take care of you unless you reach out first.
Yeah,
and right, you got to help yourself first. And if you're just going to sit there and sulk and be a shit, then do it. Because then you're gonna fucking fade away because of that. But if you reach out just once and show that you have enough strength to reach out and at least do that, I guarantee somebody's going to grab your fucking hand and say, all right, I know exactly where you need to be.
Yep.
You know, and that's what Odin's is all about.
Yep.
I mean, it's like anybody else. If you're out of line, you're out of line.
Right.
I mean, like, somebody needs to be there to square you away. And I actually just had this conversation with two guys yesterday talking about this. And, you know, it's the one individual that's sitting in jail. You know, they're telling me, you know, just like, hey, you know, you shouldn't be helping him. You know, you shouldn't be. You saved his ass already. You know, you've pulled his ass out of the fire one too many times. When is it crossed from helping somebody to enabling somebody?
Yeah.
And as I would know, I completely understand that. But on the same note, you know, I'm not going to abandon our mission of you're never alone. I'm going to hold him accountable just the way we did when we had him in our possession. You know, he got a taste of freedom. You know, it was too much for him. It overwhelmed him, and he come crashing back down. Now he's in rock bottom. You know, that's the reason why he went without a fight. You know, when he woke up that morning, he looked at me, and he just kind of sat there, and as soon as he did, he just let out a big sigh and then put his hands behind his head, just in there kind of looking at him. It was like, you fucked up big time. And he goes, I know.
Unfortunately, sometimes that's what you need. I hate to say it, I do, but it
Waking
is.
up to this ugly face dude,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a Saturday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning telling you fucked up.
Drug the fuck up.
cops are on their way. You're just like, oh, man.
Yeah, you just told me that you wanted to wake me up that Sunday morning. That wouldn't have been fun.
I was thinking about coming in there and, like, just climbing in bed with you, doing something, you know. It's just
I
don't know.
I would have been.
I've woken up like that, honestly.
But then again, I mean, knowing my luck, this big burly bastard is probably nude in there or something. So it's like, and listening to him snore, I was just like, I don't even want to go in there because I'm just going to start beating him with a pillow.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
go
you-
there and drown you. Just be like, oh,
But you know
stop."
what? How many times in the Marine Corps did you wake somebody up like that, just jumping on them?
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
Exactly. That was. Now, at first, I would have been like, "You mother!" Oh, it's spirit.
That's what you just kept saying there.
At
He
least
was
he's not
just
saying
like,
firewall.
Then you got a finger in the butt. You're like,
Oh
wait.
yeah. Wake
whoa,
up.
whoa, what happened? What happened?
That's when you start swinging.
Put my who in my what? Oh my gosh.
And it's cool. I mean, even right now, like online, I got Benway, you know, saying I'm up north, I'm always available. You know, and that's the thing is that with this organization, you know, and then that we have that connection. And as long as we start building that network all over, at least starting in Michigan, if we can build that network, and we always have somebody somewhere that no matter where you're at, even at the UP, we're gonna find you someone. Absolutely.
Well, and
So
the biggest thing is a lot of the stuff we do, and like you haven't been to too many of the actual meetings and stuff, and I think Blake's been to one or two of them. Chris has been to a couple. I mean, straight up a democracy, dude. Like, yeah, you know, we got lawyers, CPA, and you know, some hitters on the actual board and stuff. But it's one of those things to where it's like they sit there quietly. I'll sit there and say, all right, guys, this is what we're planning on doing. What does everybody think about this? Everybody's got, you know, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes to voice their opinion. If it starts to get all frail, I'll shut everybody up, get them back on point, say, all right, everybody raise your hand, yes or no. You know, and if everybody raises their hand, we're moving forward with the program. If everybody says no, we step away from it. You know, the same thing with those guys, Prevention Concepts, you know, and those guys over there. All the members kept coming to me, you know, off to the side, and kept like, I mean, it was daily. I was getting a phone call, and she'll witness to that. You know, somebody was complaining about them nonstop about something, and finally I took it to the board. They shut me down. Took it to their board again. They shut me down. Well, guess what? Third time, here's my resignation. We're done. We're no longer affiliated with you guys.
Yeah.
It's just like, y'all don't want to listen to what veterans need and what they want, then we're not going to
yeah. Don't keep fighting that stupid fight. Yeah, walk away and yeah, you know, keep your ethics with you and do something else. Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, getting a lot of this stuff going and getting the camaraderie going, you know, like what we were sitting there talking about. I mean, there's different types of guys, and I've said it on so many times. I know hundreds of times that everything in life, and it goes back to your tribal, it goes back to everything. You've got leaders and followers. You know, in every walk of life, you've got leaders and followers. And what some of these guys, and I'm trying to explain to them, is you can always tell the difference between the two, because a leader, no matter how far ahead they are, they're going to stop, turn around, and check on their guys. And if one of their guys are falling behind, they're not just going to cut the dead weight. They're going to do what they've got to do to spend time with that guy that needs it the most, to make sure he gets up to par with the rest of the guys. So that way he can focus on the mission, and his guys can focus on each other.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of these guys, you know, they want to be leaders, but they're too quick to cut, you know, somebody loose. There's like, this guy's anchoring me down, he's weighing me down, I'm cutting him loose. Dude, that's one of your brothers. That's one of your sisters. You know, would you do that in combat?
No.
You know, if this guy was shot or wounded or something like that inside in a combat zone, would you just leave him there to fend for himself, or would you do what you've got to do to hold position, get him squared away, and then get him off the X? I mean, it's the same thing in life today, you know, and a lot of guys are forgetting that. You know, it's like it's not our responsibility to do it, but it is. I mean, these are guys that swore the same oaths we did, walked through the same, stood on the same footprints, ran through the same obstacles, did a lot of the same stuff we did, whether it was in combat or whether it was on reserve time. I mean, they still did it. Whether or not they were misguided or not, there's still two people in life. It's leaders and followers, no matter how you look at it. Trump, he's a leader. He's not a follower. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just using that as a reference. I mean, like, you look at Obama and his policies, he was a follower. He wasn't a leader.
Yeah.
And you keep tracking that back all the way to your local politics, your business owners, or anything like that. Same thing as you've got difference between bosses and leaders. A boss is going to bark at you, trying to get you, trying to force you to do something. A leader's going to encourage you and give the motivation you need, and that's what Odin's tries to empower leaders like we need to, and that's the same thing as trying to, Riker, pushing him for a state seat. Parrish going through law school right now. A lot of these guys, they're trying to get me to get on the budget committee and do all this other crap. No, I don't want to be in power because people don't want to put me in office, see me in office. You guys, go for it. What do we got to do to get you there?
I keep hearing that, actually. There's a guy, Noah, that's on one of my Facebook, and they're always pushing for, people like us to get into politics and to really, because it's like, oh, if we're going to make change, get into politics and do this and that. And it's like, no. I don't want nothing. Because think about this, all right? Think about this. This is something that I was thinking about, is that, if you want to change, the ocean, all right? If you want to make a difference in the ocean, who do you contact? A biologist, an oceanographer, right? If you want to make a change on Earth in agriculture, who do you follow? Who do you look for? An agriculturist, right? If you want to make change in laws and in people, do you go to politicians?
No.
Think about that, right? No, they don't know a goddamn thing. No. They don't know shit except how to fucking tell you what you think you want to hear.
But they can also block a lot of BS.
They know status quo pretty good.
Well, of course, right? Yeah.
But I mean, they can. The main point of it is getting some of them people in there that's going to block some of this BS before it starts bogging the system.
I get it, and that's what he was talking about is getting people that really from the ground level that that really understand where they come from. They understand the true struggle, like someone like from Flint or something like that, and get them into a position where they can actually help make decisions for the right people for the right reasons. The problem is that unfortunately, with humanity, all right, once somebody gets into power and has a position of power, that greed, that it takes over, and unfortunately it does, and we need to, and is it, can we get someone in that position that is not going to be corrupted? It's a gamble every single time. Yeah. So, I mean, but I'm not going to talk politics.
Well, no.
Yes.
And I think that's the reason why some of these guys are trying to get me to, just because of the fact that some of the jobs and positions and some of the stuff that I've walked from. And I mean, dude, from me to you, I've told Vice President Biden to stick his head in the sand so I could stick a nuke in his ass.
Right.
I mean, it's like, all right, I quit. I mean, it was definitely a resignation before a firing, but I mean, like, morals are morals, and that's the biggest thing. Is a lot of people have lost their way along the way. Like they don't have morals, they don't have just empathy, compassion. I mean, like everybody, and it's sad because like even some of my good friends have always they live by the motto: you screw them before they screw you. And I'm always telling them, it's like, dude, that's not the motto to live by. It's really not.
No.
You just have a plan to kill everybody in the room. You don't screw them before they screw you. Just prepare to defend yourself and take out everybody else in that room. That makes more sense to me.
General Mattis.
Yes.
Be polite, be professional, but have a plan to kill everybody that you meet.
Thank you.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like,
I get it.
Hey, I'll be nice and I'll be kind to you, but if you want to do that to me, be prepared.
Definitely give
What's
it a big
up,
shout
92?
out. Yep, 92 for 42.
Yeah, thanks, man. Tommy, thanks for. I love seeing Tommy on here, man.
These guys, 92 from 42, we had them on here a little while back. They just every year they're actually putting a big annual ruck march that they do, and I can't remember the exact mileage, what it was, but I told them that we need to start coordinating with them. So maybe that's something I can actually have you do, is, if you want to start liaisoning with them.
I can reach out to them and talk to them and see if we can make something work. So, all
Good
right,
group
hey,
of
92
guys.
for 22. Let's get a hold of Josh. And
I know Bill was talking to him, but I'm not sure where that went because I know he got really tied up with the decoy training and a lot of the other stuff. So
okay. No, I got time. I got
92
time.
for
I can do
22,
that.
Not
Yeah.
42.
Can we?
90. Okay. we
Yeah,
walked
sorry.
92 miles.
Can we
92
get,
miles. That's it?
Yeah. Whatever.
Can we get some Odin's Outcast Silkies for that?
All right. Oh yeah. Everybody want to kick in some for it.
Oh, wait, so are we, wait, what time is it?
You got 8:11.
Okay, so let's talk about the cup.
All right.
What's going on with the cup?
Let's see.
All right, so we got
they
T-shirts, right?
They do have me moderating the veterans. I'm not real sure what it is. I know last year they had me on 2 of the veterans panels, last year and the year before. They asked me to come to Boston and California for a couple of them, and it just didn't work out. And then I reached out to them, like, I don't know, it was like 6 months ago and said, unfortunately I won't be able to blah, 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 but next time you guys. Well, they reached out to me yesterday, like at
Marvin
3 o'clock in
Wellington.
the afternoon, and was just like, hey, are you still interested in speaking at the Cup? I was like, yeah, sure. Who am I speaking with? What are the topics? Who's the point of contact, the moderator? Then they replied back and was just like, are you willing to moderate and speak and get the guest? So I replied back, yes, absolutely. And then went ahead and put the list of guests on there. And they're like, okay, you're moderating between 1 and 1 and
1:30.
1:45.
Okay, all right.
I mean, like, that's seriously how fast. When I was calling you,
Damn.
like, when I got off the phone with you, I was already replying back to him in an email, putting your guys' contact information for the credentials and
Okay,
everything to get
all
everybody
right.
in.
Yeah, that's going to be a big deal. I mean, I'm hoping. I mean, every year they do it, and I'm glad that High Time supports that. And they should. And I've done the same thing. I've spoken at a couple of them and traveled. But the thing, I mean, do you have an agenda? I mean, is there topics that we need to talk about? Is there things that we're gonna,
Well, I know
focus
the biggest
on?
thing is getting information out. I need to get some flyers or brochures made for some of the events we've got going on and stuff.
So let them know what Odin's is doing in Michigan.
Yeah,
right.
basically kind of what we're doing, where the events are going to be held and stuff to try to get more people involved and more or less just try to get more people out there, just as a group.
We need to build our numbers, man.
I mean, build the camaraderie, build the numbers. I mean, granted, we've got 50 some odd guys now, 20 show up consistently for meetings, but you start putting that's through the winter months. So, I mean, you start putting outdoor events like this, and I'm sure that more and more people are going to start showing up.
Yeah.
With
I mean,
families, kids, whatever the case
Yeah,
is.
I mean, between just the guys and doing things together, whether it's like a disc golf or or even in the winter like snowboarding trip or whatever, and then even doing family trips and camping trips, and then I'm sure that more guys that we get into this, they're gonna have resources too. Hey man, I know this guy has property, this guy has this, hunting trips or whatever, and that's right, and that's what we need to start doing. And so we need to build our numbers, get our and build our networking, build our resources. And that way we can really get an idea of how far we can take this, and we can. This can be and I believe this. I believe that Odin's can be the biggest veteran support organization in Michigan. It really can, and it's going to be. You and I both. I mean, we're all gonna push for that for sure because I believe in this, and then because we're doing our mission statement and what we're doing is the right thing.
And that's already right now, like what we're sitting there saying with the referrals coming in from the Fallen Wounded Soldier Fund, the VA, the county. The counties, and then other organizations and how often they reach out, following up with people and the way we coordinate with other organizations and stuff. I mean, there's no doubt there's not an organization, that's been operating in Michigan, within the center of the state that doesn't know who we are.
Right.
I mean, without a doubt, like if you probably take like say 50 to 100 mile radius from Brighton and draw a circle, every county or organization around that area has heard our name or have seen our guys or run into us someplace.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
So what else was going on at the Cannabis Cup? So you have a tent.
Yeah, got a tent. Just had to order a new banner and runner and stuff because Jason Foltz from Prevention Concepts stole our 200 and some flags and banners and stuff and refuses to get them back. So
Cunt.
Exactly.
Where does he need just a little incentive or?
Dude, he's
We
going to
should
get
show
what's
up.
coming to him. I mean, he really is. I mean,
I'm sure if we had me and you and Piney.
dude, he's already burned himself in enough stuff. I mean, it's pretty sad that you're going to steal 200 and something flags that were donated by a county for the flags of our fallen that we do for 9/11.
Yeah.
Like, we put them out at the event just to put them out, you
Yeah.
know, to save freedom at the event we had back in, I think, January, and he took all of them, refused to give them back. It has our banners, has all kinds of crap.
What does he want with Odin's banners?
It's just because he's
Because he's a
freaking-
cunt.
He is.
He's a cunt. Yeah.
He
yeah.
doesn't
yeah.
get his way, and he's
Fact.
a little
Yeah.
crybaby.
Fact.
I mean,
Yeah. It's okay. That's all right. You know, move on.
so yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's what we'll see him on the other side. And right now, he's making a name for himself in the dog community and everything else. And you know, we've got a couple of our guys out doing decoying right now. So I mean, it's going to come to the fact when I keep telling everybody that we're all the different avenues we're taking right now. I mean, whether it's this year or next year, by the time it's set up, I mean, it's going to be phenomenal. It'll be a one-stop shop for financial assistance, legal assistance, for job placement, for vehicle repairs, for whatever the case may be. I mean, like, we're already basically there now. We just need the extra assistance to push us over. And
Yeah.
next thing is, like, now that these programs, I've got to start working on the transitional housing program.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
a couple organizations breathing down my neck on that, plus somebody like screaming at me to donate land to us.
What's up, Skinny? So, yeah, the housing, right? So, I mean, it's something we talked about. I'm looking forward to you handing that over and that we can work on that together and get that going as well. So we're
Yep.
doing that, yeah. So on the
Back
cup,
to the cup.
Yeah, let's do
We're gonna
that.
have, we're going to have. Oh, for the cup.
I want to ask him about the cup.
Ah, yeah, there we go. Oh, books,
Go ahead.
Bringing
set
copies
books
of your
and stuff.
book?
huh?
You bringing copies of your book?
All right, this is a big deal, actually. This is a big deal. So with the help of some very good friends, and it took me quite a while to do this. And again, if anybody understands if a veteran ever isolates himself, it's serious.
Yeah.
And I did that for a year and a half. I hid myself up north on 32 acres by myself, and went through some hardcore shit. But in the same sense, I took about 125 of the landrace seeds over a year and a half, grew them by myself, and handpicked 2 of the best females, 1 of the best males, and pollinated them. They were only grown in organic soil with MM3 soil, which is just kind of that time-released organic soil, and that was it. Nothing else added. So I didn't want anything to change the DNA or change the genetics. Once that happened, I got those. Those are called F2 seeds. Okay, so the parents' kids, and now I have. I took those seeds, and what we did is I decided, and talking to Tommy, of course, we decided to only choose 13 books, and with each book you get a tiny little glass vial of 13 landrace seeds. So these are pure Afghani landrace F2 seeds, never been manipulated by any kind of any other grow serum or whatever. And we're going to sign those away at a minimum donation of $100 for a book, a signed book, and 13 of these F2 seeds. Once these seeds are gone, that's it. And I'm looking forward to even telling the story of where these seeds came from, exactly what I went through to do that. Because, I mean, this is no ordinary story. And because of that, so that's what we're doing, and 100% of these proceeds are going to Odin's and to veterans, okay, and everything after that. And amazing is once those seeds are grown, and we get that feedback from whoever grows it, and oh my God, this is what I got, and we finally find that amazing strain, that one true kind of Willy Wonka golden ticket strain, then we are going to, what I want to do is hold a contest to name that strain for veterans, and it's going to be for PTSD and veterans, because I know that for a fact. And then we're going to put that out. It'll be the very first Afghani landrace strain ever from this place. I mean, because nothing's ever come out from where this came from. So this is historical for Michigan. It's truly historical. And so once that happens,
I don't think a lot of people really
they
understand.
really don't get it.
Like,
yeah,
a lot of
and
people
yeah,
don't.
you
Well, I know
do, you do, yeah, but
I do,
people
yeah.
don't
I mean,
get
it's
it.
just
Yeah,
like-
it's really historical. And once that's why high time. That's why this is some people that really get it. Are catching on. But once that happens, then this strain's gonna be named for veterans, and it's gonna last forever. And then people can build off that and hybrid it and whatever and build something off of that. But this strain is going to start that. You go back in the day, 50, 60 years ago, and you got what, skunk number 1. You got the Mazar Sharif, okay,
Silver Haze. Yeah.
Silver Haze, the Mazar Sharif that came from up north in Afghanistan. Okay, this is going to be like that, but from today. That's how big this is. So I'm looking forward to that, and I have a lot of support. I have a lot of people to thank for that. But we're doing it together. I will never claim even though I risk everything, literally everything to do this. I will never claim it was just me, because it took a lot of other people to make this happen. And so we're looking forward to that. So only 13 books with a minimum $100 donation. You can donate more, and I'm hoping you do. That will go towards Odin's and to start really supporting veterans, because this is what I did. I didn't bring this back to be rich and famous and to be a capitalist like most other motherfuckers. Okay, I didn't do that. I did it for the people, because as a medic, one thing we're always taught, and one thing as a medic, a firefighter, everything else, one thing I'm taught is to do the greatest good for the greatest number. And I truly believe that, because I believe in my ethics and my morals. And so that's why I did this. And so that's why I'm working with other people and doing this. And making sure that the veterans and these brothers and sisters that need that help and need that support is going to be taken care of. And that's the legacy that I hope that me and the guys that support me and Odin's and everything else that we can leave. And that's what I'm looking forward to. And you'll hear a lot more at the Cannabis Cup.
Oh yeah.
It was a really good book, by the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I actually wrote a novel. I spent an entire winter locked inside my house writing that book. I wrote 165,000 words. A novel's 150. But the ghostwriter that I got a hold of, which is a very famous ghostwriter, and she told me not to let anybody know, but we wrote it, and she said, listen, and not to stereotype, but she said, it's for the cannabis community. You might want to tone it down a little bit, take a few of these crazy stories out, and which I did, okay, and there's some stories with names that I couldn't use and stuff, so we scaled it back and made it for more of an easy read, but as you read it, it doesn't stop.
No.
It's nonstop. There's not, you don't sleep at all through this book.
I like
so
how it jumps back to the references at times.
it does, right? Yeah. It keeps going back all the time. But this whole book is about my life. It's about just the fact is that that I'm trying to reference that is that PTS doesn't just come from war. Yeah. I mean, it comes from many different places. I come from an extremely horrible childhood. And because of that, and I know that a lot of people can relate to this. That's why I wrote it like that, And then the VA thing, and my buddy Brian, who was turned away from the VA and died alone, I hate that too. So for me, this book touches on a lot of things in a very, very short time, as far as the book. And so for me, it means a lot, So supporting with the seeds. So 13 books. That's it. That's all I'm signing. And again, I don't sign books. I don't. This is it. I mean, I very rare I sign books. So this is a very rare occasion with very rare seeds that'll never happen again ever. So think about that.
Forever.
Right.
So anybody that's listening wants to get your hands on these seeds, I mean, come on over and check it out. And even if you just want to come over and meet Gage and meet some of the guys and see what's going on, definitely.
Say hi, man.
I mean, just come in, drop in, say hey. You don't. I mean, the biggest thing is, and that's one of the big things is I want to make sure it's communicated. I mean, we're going to accept anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. If you served, you served. If you didn't serve, don't say you did. And
we'll
if you want to, we'll find out. If you want to participate, and volunteer.
Let me ask you 6 questions.
But on on the opposite end of that, is. On the same note, we accept anybody, no matter who you are. Just be real about it. Because if you come in and start telling war stories, start telling everything else, Like even the way I screwed up, so they're, oh man, I thought you were in the Army SF medic, it's like, because it's kind of hard. I mean, like if I started providing you all the guys DD-214s and you start trying to memorize what each individual one, honestly, I'm just like, all right, I know he was a Marine. No, he was a Marine. I know this guy was Army. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's the biggest thing. It's like, that's all I care about. I know that you got an honorable discharge. You did your time. Boom. That's all I care about. Now, if you come in and you start telling war stories and start telling everything else about all the stuff you did, like Brian Collins' lying ass and Dave Draheem and, guys like this, it was in there saying, well, yeah, I was a Vietnam PJ. Found out, for him, or found out he was a fraud. Brian Collins, and they're saying he was a staff sergeant with 82nd Airborne. We emailed the school, after, he got shot in the back by SWAT, and I mean, just all kinds of stupid shit. I mean, the biggest thing is just be real.
Yeah.
I mean, just come up and you just be like, hey, what's up, man? I mean, within about 5 seconds, we're going to say, hey, what's up? And we're going to be able to read you and know exactly who you are.
Either you're bullshit or you're not.
Yeah, I could tell.
And
What's up, Havocons?
And just because there's 1 or 2 guys there you don't like right now, like Shay, one of our guys, he doesn't like some of our other guys. But me and him, we get on the phone, we hit it off forever. That's just like any other squad or any platoon or anything else. There's going to be guys that you don't get along with. But there's just as many guys that you get along great with.
Yeah,
That's
that's the huge. You're not going to get along with everyone, man.
Right. But at the very least, if that guy who you really don't care for came to you and was like, "Look, dude, I really need some help," you're going to help him.
You're going to. Oh my God, you're right. You're totally
Like,
right. Yeah.
It's going on right now with one of the guys. They don't really like the other guy, but he's helping him.
Yeah.
He said this isn't about me. This is Odin's mission.
Yeah.
This isn't anything personal or anything. This is, I'm just like, that's it. That's what you need to remember. It's like, it is about accountability. It is about a lot of things, but at the end of the day, it's the mission.
Yeah.
The mission is supporting your brothers and sisters, not enabling them, but supporting them. If they take a step, you take a step beside them. And that goes into with the guy in jail right now. I'm fighting to get him. Instantly, like he was in, he got arrested, he got hauled off, contacted his family, got everything squared away, instantly started contacting people. Parish contacted, the people he needed to within the county. By the time he opened his eyes up Monday morning, he already had a VA and county representative talking to him before he's even seen a judge. Like, nobody even knows he's in there other than us. And he's opening eyes and he's just like, hey, we're going to do what we can to get you into treatment or get you into veterans court so you're not looking at 5 to 10 years federal charges.
Yeah.
And the guys are, telling me, it's just like, no, you're enabling him. No, I'm not wrecking his life. I've seen people come out of that system that are not the same, that are even more fouled up. And I just had a friend 2 years ago that committed suicide because he spent 8 years in on a 3-year charge. And then when he got out, he spent another 5 years trying to find a job, can support himself, can support anybody else, ended up on the street and killed himself.
Yeah. Hey, Jasmine. Yeah, that's sad.
But that's the encouragement beside him. Like I was talking to him on the phone. My exact words, he goes, hey, can you put $20 on the books? Well, he needs coffee. I'd like to get some coffee and some little snacks and stuff. They feed us like crap. You know what? I bet I know where you could get plenty of snacks and plenty of coffee at if you weren't inside jail right now.
Yeah.
Odin's clubhouse?
His own house.
Or his own house.
He could drive his car to the store and buy it.
Yeah.
At his job
and not only
he got fired from.
Not only that, but you might actually see a couple brothers over there waiting for you. To say, hey man, let's fucking have a chat. And the bullshit. And the thing is, again, there's no judgment because we've all been through it. We've all been through that shit.
We've all done dumb shit.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Oh yeah.
All been got on the wagon and rode it till the wheels fell off.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
It's
but that's the biggest thing, and we do have to conclude. So,
man, it went fast.
Is reminding everybody out
so
there.
This weekend, man. This weekend, looking forward to it. Odin's.
Where's the Canvas Cup?
It's in
Clio. And the Speedway. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Roll
Come
us
in
a
and
can of
see
Dark
us.
Water.
We'll be there Saturday and Sunday. So come in and see us. We'll all be up there. Gage will be up there. Limited time, signing and autographing books,
Yep.
and having some limited
13
strains.
books.
So we got 13. So we got the veterans panel at 13:30 or 1:30 at
No, at 1 to 1:45.
1300 to, okay, I'm sorry.
13:45.
So 13:45 Saturday, and then Sunday I'll be there all day at the booth, doing books and donations and meeting people and going from there. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's gonna be a blast, fucking blast.
And if you've already purchased the book, bring it in for $20. He'll sign.
I will.
He'll sign your
Yep.
book.
And again, every
that's more than
every
13.
single dime goes towards Odin's and what we're doing. So again, I'm not in this for the profit. I got a full-time job. I'm happy. Everything I do is for Odin's. Every profit is for Odin's. I'm not one of those like, I'm not going to name any, a Wounded Warrior Project or something like that, but oops. But every bit of the donation does go towards the right thing, and believe that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. All right.
All right, cool. Definitely appreciate everybody from listening. We shall see if we'll be back next week, and if we do, maybe we'll have Gage back out here. We don't know. So thanks everybody, and maybe we'll see you next week.
Roger that.
See ya.
I'm in Plymouth, man. I'm in the historic district in Plymouth.